Zimmerman here with CrossFit General Gym. Back on the new macronutrient discussion. Today we're just talking about how much should I eat. And so what we're going to do today is we're just going to go over how much protein you're going to need. We'll talk about how much carbohydrate you need in another discussion. But how much protein do you need? Depending on what your goals are is going to determine, the specifics from this discussion here. But I'm just going to give you some general ideas on where we should be, and then we'll go from there. So the first thing that you need to do is calculate out what your lean body mass is. The lean body mass is, your muscle weight, water weight, the weight of your bones, weight of your organs, everything but the fat. Okay, and that is the weight. If you took every ounce of fat off of your body, that's how much you would weigh. And so you don't want, that's not your goal weight, but that gives you an idea of how much weight we have to support without losing the good weight that we already have. So that's sort of our baseline metric. That weight has to be supported no matter what. Once we have your lean body mass, what we're going to do with that is we're going to be able to calculate out how much protein you need to support that weight. So we're going to start out with, we're just going to use me as an example. I weigh about 200 pounds. From previous skin fold tests, I know that I'm about 10% body fat. So let's say that I've got 10%. So what I'm doing here is I'm just multiplying my body weight times my lean minus my body fat. So what I get is 180 pounds of lean body mass. And that weight is the weight that I'm trying to support no matter what. It's like I wouldn't want to lose any of that weight. If I'm losing that weight, I'm either losing bone density or muscle mass, or I'm losing some of the function of my organs, which I don't want to do. So this 180 pounds is my base. Okay? And so you can calculate that out on your own. You can use a body mass index, or you can get a electrical impedance, you can get skin fold tested. However you need to do that, go estimate that. What is important to note is that this is an estimation, and you're going to make decisions based on how it's going to make adjustments anyhow. So it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be generally close. Okay? So I have 180 pounds of lean body mass I'm trying to support. What I'm going to do next is I'm calculating out how much protein I need per pound of lean body mass to support it. So if I do absolutely nothing, and when I say absolutely nothing, I mean I sit at work for 8 hours a day, I go home and I sit down and I watch TV for the rest of the day, and then I go to sleep. That's a sedentary life, okay? And I still need 0.7 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass, okay, to support that weight. So even if I did absolutely nothing, I would need 0.7 grams of protein per 180, or per pound of that 180. Okay? If I'm somebody who's trying to put on weight, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be having 1 gram of protein per pound lean body mass, or maybe even just a touch more, up to 1.25. So let's say I have 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass. Okay? And this is why it doesn't need to be super accurate. You're going to notice that these numbers aren't so crazy off. And what we'll be able to do is, based on our goals, or based on the result that we're getting from eating this way over a consistent period of time, is that we can make some adjustments. So if I take 0.7 grams, should have calculated this out before, and then cut. All right, so 0.7 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass. At 180 pounds, if I was completely sedentary, I would need 126 grams of protein per day. If I was trying to add lean body mass, all right, or if I'm like a more active individual, which I am, most people who are trying to gain body mass are, 180 grams of protein per day. And relatively simply, without getting too far into discussion, about your personal daily routines and all that, we're just going to split these basically across five separate meals. Okay, if we can split it across 5 meals, we're going to be pretty close to the amount of, let's put it this way, those meals will be relatively even. You're probably not going to be super hungry at any one point during the day. Maybe, if anything, feeling a little bit over full. But we'll get to the amount of protein we need to support this lean body mass. The carbohydrate, we'll talk about that a little bit more specifically later, but you're going to be a little bit higher in terms of grams of carbohydrate per day than you are in protein, approximately 25% more. So if I split my sedentary self, 126 grams of protein per day, if I split that across 5 meals, so if I split my protein grams up into my 5 meals in a day, I'm going to come out to 25.2 grams of protein per meal. Okay. If I take my weight gaining self, 180 grams of protein per day, divide that into 5 meals, I'm looking at 36 grams of protein per meal. Okay. If we consider that there's about 7 grams of protein in 1 ounce of lean meat, we're talking about approximately 5 ounces per meal. We're talking about approximately 3.5 ounces per meal. That's how much protein you're going to eat in a day. We'll talk about carbohydrate another time.